Hi guys, today I want to talk to you about 2 simple shifts that you can make in your life that really will change everything. So if you remember a couple of videos ago, I was talking about whether or not I should continue making YouTube videos. I was feeling stressed, overwhelmed, busy, many of the things that I'm sure you guys feel in your life. And at the end of that video, I decided I was not going to quit making YouTube videos, but that I needed to make some change in my life. And I talked about how I want my life to be a life of content quality, that not only do I want content and authenticity in my videos, but that's what I want my life to look like, right? And so after I got offline and I started thinking through it, I remembered some tools that I have that really help me in those times in my life when I'm feeling that way to find peace, to redefine my purpose, to find joy again in the things that I'm doing, and to help me prioritize. And so I really want to share those with you because I feel like in today's culture, our schedules are full. Everyone I know, their schedule is super full. Try and schedule a coffee date with your friend. It's almost impossible, right? Okay, so let's get to it. The 2 things that I'm going to talk to you about today are realizing that everything is a choice and about making 1 degree of change. This would be a really good thing for you to work through with me, and I'll kind of talk through the process and how I did it. So if you want to go and grab a notebook, a pen, maybe some colored pencils or markers or something if you like to see things in color like I do. So if you want to do that, now would be a good time to pause the video and maybe grab a cup of coffee and come back and sit back and let's chat, because I really feel that these 2 tools are really going to revolutionize the way you look at your life. I hope they do. They did for me. All right, so welcome back. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is this circle that I have drawn, and I'll zoom in on it in a second. So basically, I just drew a circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not an artist. And then this circle represents my waking hours and what I fill my time with, what I choose to fill my time with. So there can be things like work, taking care of your kids, running errands, whatever it is that fills your time. All right, so get your circle drawn. Pause the camera if you need to at any time. I started by just making a list of things that I do. And so let me share those with you now. So I chose not to put sleep on here, but if sleep is an important thing to you, feel free to put it on there. So about half of my waking hours are spent working. That's actual money producing income outside my home, including the drive time, right? All right, so here I've got housekeeping and chores, doing errands, farm chores and gardening, working on YouTube videos, family events and outings. My daughter's running cross country, so we got a couple hours a week spent doing that, going out on dates or out to dinner, whatever. Church, a couple hours a week. Time I spend looking at social media, watching movies. Our family doesn't watch TV really much. We don't actually have cable TV at all, but we watch a movie almost every evening. So that's about 2 hours a day there. And a big chunk of my time, when I actually started analyzing what I do, a big chunk of my time was spent playing games on my phone. So I kind of use that as my own little reward. So like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna clean house for about an hour, and then I'm going to play on my phone for 15 minutes or whatever. And there's especially this one game that I play that was just addictive, and it would be like, okay, just one more game. So that actually takes up quite a bit of my time on my waking time. There's probably other things in there that I do, like personal grooming, but it didn't take up a significant amount of my time to feel like I needed to include it. And it's something that I'm gonna do every day regardless. There's no change I'm gonna make there. So let me know, like we're live, like we're talking like friends right now. So go ahead and fill out your circle like this. You don't have to color it all in. because you'll probably want to make some changes once you get it done. But this will just give you like a little pictorial representation of how your day or week goes, right? So you can do it by the day, by the week, by the month, however you think. This is your thing. There's no rules, just do it. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about the first principle about everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. Write that down, put it in big bold letters, circle it, draw arrows to it. Everything in your life is a choice. You are choosing to do what you do. Because when I was first told to do this activity, the person who was leading the workshop said, okay, first of all, I want you to fill in all the things you have to do, like taking your kids to school or cooking meals for the family. And I started thinking about that, and I decided that I did not like the term that you have to do, because really everything you do in life is a choice. And you might think like, well, I have to feed my kids, right? No, you don't have to. Hopefully you're a compassionate human being, and so you choose to feed your children. But there are people who don't. There are people who the only food their children get is at school or at, someone else's house. There are people who are cruel and just don't feed their families or can't for some other reason. So it's a choice. Because you love your children, you choose to provide them meals, probably nutritious meals, right? Okay, well, I have to go to work. If I don't go to work, I'm not going to get paid. Right, exactly. Because you want to get paid, you choose to go to work on time. Or because your work is fulfilling and you enjoy it and you get a sense of satisfaction out of doing a hard day's work, you go to work. You choose to go to work. You don't have to. You could choose to stay in your bed all day. You could choose to sit on the sofa and play video games in your underwear all day. You could choose to watch chick flicks or, go rob a bank or whatever. You can make a choice to do something different. But because you're, I almost said normal, who's really normal though, right? But because you're a productive member of society, you choose to go to work. So this concept to me that every single thing I do throughout the day is something that I'm choosing to do for whatever reason, and maybe it's because I don't want to get fired. Well, fine, then you're choosing to go to work so that you won't get fired. It's still a choice. I find that subtle shift in perspective very empowering and very freeing, because then it's no longer an obligation. It's no longer somebody making me do something. I'm no longer a martyr or a slave, or I'm doing all this for my family. Oh, poor me, I have to cook all the meals. And no, because I love my family, I choose to take care of them. And that applies to other things, because I like talking to you guys and hanging out with you and getting to know you, and I love the YouTube community. I'm choosing to continue making videos. When I really hope that I'm coming across with this. When I choose to do something, when I acknowledge that I made a choice, somehow I find more joy in it. Somehow I own it more. Somehow I can do it and enjoy it. And it brings pleasure to me and peace to my life, and I can find fulfillment. Okay, so now that you've written down all the things that you're currently choosing to do with your time. Sorry, I got permanent marker on my hand, if you guys are wondering. It's not like the black spot of death or anything like that. No Treasure Island going on here. I was drawing these things and hit myself with the marker. The next thing we're going to talk about with our circle that our time is filled in is 1 degree of change. This is our second principle. Write this down, circle it, highlight it, underline it, exclamation point. 1 degree of change. You would be amazed what a difference 1 degree of change is. Do you know that if you were going from Los Angeles to San Francisco and you were off by 1 degree, when you got there you'd be 6 miles away? So I'm sure you guys have heard this principle before, right? So if you're a ship sailing on the ocean and you're off by 1 degree, here it's not a big deal, right? But the farther you go, the farther you go, the farther you go, the bigger the difference is from what your original intent was. So with this 1 degree of change, you can use this a couple ways. You can look to evaluate where is it I want to go and where am I off, and bring it back into alignment. Or look at your circle of your time, and ask yourself the following 3 questions. What do I want to keep doing? What do I want to stop doing or modify? And what do I want to start doing? So let's put that into practical terms. Let's say, okay, I want to start exercising. Okay, well right now there's no exercising on here anywhere. So I would look at this and say, okay, what can I modify so that I can put in some exercise, right? Or you can get your circle back out and look at it, and you can see what on here is there 1 degree of change that I can make. So I did, and you know what I did? I deleted every game off of my phone, because I found that when I was taking those 20 minutes here, half an hour there, it was adding up to a lot of time in my day. A lot of time. I took the game off my phone. I'm much more productive. That's 1 degree of change in the center, but by the edge, it afforded me more time to focus on what I want to do. What do I want to keep? I want to keep making YouTube videos. What do I want to stop doing? I want to stop filling my time with games. Okay, Leslie was calling me from Africa, and I'm not sure where I stopped and exactly what I said. So we're talking about 1 degree of change and what significant difference that can make in your life. So what I would like you to do, I would love if you commented down below and told me what 1 degree of change are you going to make in your life, and what is in your life that you want to keep doing, what do you want to stop doing, what do you want to start doing? How are you going to make some subtle changes towards that? And is this new to you, to think about everything in life is a choice that that you're choosing to do what you do every day? Have you felt like you have to do this and you have to do that? And is this as revolutionary to you as it was to me? Because it really, these 2 things, these 2 subtle changes, one, a change in perspective in the way I think about everything that I'm doing, and 2, a 1 degree of change in what I'm actually doing, has made all the difference. I've now found that joy and purpose again. And if you're a believer as I am, I would suggest that you really pray after you make this. God, what is on here that you want me to keep doing? What do you want me to change? What do you want me to stop? What do you want me to add? How do you want me to fill my time so that I am fulfilling my God-given purpose in this life? So thanks for coming along today, guys. I really appreciate you sticking around. I would love to hear bunches of comments, thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and we'll see you next time the rooster crows.